called?
Lily's and Spike's coffee shop at Laurel Canyon's country store.
Laurel Canyon's country store. Is that where we had a pizza last night?
We had a pizza at a place called Pache last night, which is kind of like a bit of a celeb hangout, but we were starving and there was nowhere else open, so we went last night. And it was lovely and it wasn't that expensive.
For you?
Yeah, for me, yes.
I paid! Okay guys, on the way to, where are we going guys?
We're going to see Andrew Gouché.
There was a time when all the shadows of these tall buildings we throw the cape around each corner of the grassy fields, and one by one each huge shade would color the green way back. And now in changes that we could not have foreseen, everybody let us gaze upon the world we created. Let us race towards our the great machine as we wave goodbye. The evil winds caress us while the cities are dying, as we watch it fall into a modern state of time.
Have you heard my version of Wade in the Water?
Oh yeah.
No,
Have you?
no, I haven't. No, I don't.
In the water, we sang in the water, in the water. Let us say goodbye to all our emotions, 'cause it's not enough to say that we're humane. When we're left behind, still need to think that we can worship human emotions, 'cause we've already invented machines in our minds.
Hey guys, so we're at the end of day 3. I'm losing count now. It's 20 to 3 in the morning. I think today's video is pretty weak on content. I don't know, I haven't watched it, I haven't edited it yet. I'm just recording this. I'm going to do some editing before I get to bed. Hopefully I'm going to finish by 3 AM. I'm hoping to get to bed by 3 because we've got another busy day tomorrow. But today, obviously, you've watched the video, so we started off with Andrew Gouché, who was just an absolute dude. I've never met Andrew before, so I wasn't, sure what to expect, and he's just got a CV that's just insane. We talked about when he was, playing, you know, MDing for Prince. I mean, MDing for Shaka Khan, and then when he was playing bass for Prince, how he got into, you know, the gospel scene and playing, how the bass found him. Super inspiring. He's also got a wicked studio at his place as well, which really helped, with lots of super cool basses. I want to share something with you because I get asked a lot about gospel players tuning down, okay? And I didn't really ever know why they did it. I've kind of guessed a few times. Maybe it's to do with the fat tone, but I still didn't know where it originated from. And today, like, Andrew was one of the first guys to start doing this, right? And Andrew tunes down a whole step, and he always tunes down a whole step. So his E string is a D string, and, you know, his B string is an A string, you know, so the entire bass is tuned down a whole step. So for all you guys that wondered where this came from, this is where it came from, okay? So check it out. Do see behind the scenes, and it's in the interview as well, actually. So Joel Smith, who was Andrew's friend, tuned down to E flat, okay? And Andrew said he tuned down to E flat. Well, I'm going to tune down the tone to D, right? So he just thought, yeah, well, Joel's tuning down to E flat, I'm going to tune down to D. So he just went one further down a whole step. And he said, and he played like that, and so it was just sort of like a friendly, you know, a friendly thing between them. And he said, and he played like that for a while, and just started digging the tone and the feel of how it was when he played, and it just stuck essentially. You know, he did say he tried tuning it up a few times, and he said it just messed with his head because he'd always played with it tuned down a whole step for so long. So he just decided to go back down a whole step and just leave the bass as it was. So that is where the gospel, you know, tuning down a whole step came from, which was super cool. You know, it's like, because I've always wondered where that came from. So it was wicked hanging out with Andrew. Obviously, watch out for that interview coming and the podcast. And then in the afternoon, we went to hang out with the amazing Rufus Philpot as well, who is just such a great player, and he's just got such a wealth of knowledge of harmony and, you know, real talented jazz player, and, you know, and fusion and just an overall cool bass player as well. So it was wicked to meet up with Rufus because we've spoken before but never met in person. And he was super cool. We hung out at his apartment, did the interview there, and then we went out for dinner. I had an awesome hot dog. I wish I'd had a couple of hot dogs because, to be honest, I'm really hungry now. But anyway, so I had a hot dog, a couple of beers, and then we made it back here. And if you watched, and then I'm doing my email management thing, you know, if you watched the video yesterday, you'll know that before I go to bed, I always try and you know, get my emails in order, because I do have a ferocious amount of emails coming into my inbox every day. And although I don't get them all replied to and stuff like that, I just try and get them into the correct folders. If anybody's struggling with email out there, I have a huge tip. I'm just going to show you, actually, because it is like really cool. So this is my inbox, and as you'll see, it's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 emails in there, right? 8 emails. But see here, this bit down here, I use Gmail. See this? That's all folders. So I think I must have 50 folders or something like that. So what really helps me manage the influx of email is just, you know, creating folders for everything. So for instance, for Scott's bass lessons, all the guest faculty members like Ed Friedland, Rufus Philpot, Danny Mo Morris, Todd Johnson, Steve Lawson, Joe Hubbard, Zoltan Dekany, you know, all those guys that teach within the academy. Okay, I have a lot of correspondence going on with them guys, so I've got a folder for the faculty, and then I've got different folders for the different members of the Scots Bass Lessons team. I've got folders for everything. I've got folders for things that I'm interested in. I'm just looking down here. I've got a lot of folders. So if you have got sort of, you know, if you are having to manage your inbox, I really recommend use Gmail or something like that, and create loads of folders, and then sort of like sort what you need into the folders, because it is super cool. I hate going to bed with an inbox full of emails. It drives me around the bed. I think about it in bed. I'm just like, I haven't replied to this guy, you know, so I really need to do that. So what do you think? Do you think I should start up a second business, Scott's email lessons? Maybe? Do you think it might be as popular as bass lessons? Probably not. Definitely not as much groove. So anyway, thank you again, guys, for tuning in today and finding out, you know, what we've been up to. I promise tomorrow I'm going to do better with the video and try and get more footage. Who have we got tomorrow? We've got Hadrian Farode. So we're hooking up with Hadrian in the afternoon at his place, and then we're going to go over to. He's playing at the Baked Potato tomorrow night as well, so we'll be going over to the Baked Potato and checking that out. And then on Friday we've got Ricky Minor, which is going to be super cool. He just emailed me today, and you know, if you haven't heard of Ricky Minor, man, you know, wow, he's played with everybody. So I'm sure he's going to have some really great, you know, stories and tips for you guys. So I'm whispering, by the way, because everybody's in bed. I work later than everybody. But anyway, take it easy, guys, and I'll see you tomorrow in the shed.